Tonight on Podcasting Down, Commander Riker's father's ego gets in the way and jeopardizes the mission.
Podcast them down.
Hail, Metal Nation, it is I, Tim. I don't know what the hell to call you to. That's Doug, a.k.a. Matt Decker. And that's Matt, a.k.a. Kyle Riker. And I'm Tim, if I forgot if I said that yet.
Timothy.
And this is Podcasting Down, and we're doing, finally, yet another installment of our Star Trek Metal TOS Rewatch, some combination of those words. And
I don't think that's what we call it.
Yeah, so we're going through all the original series episodes. I'm watching them almost exclusively for the first time, and they're going to trudge their way through it in excruciating detail. And these are my favorite episodes because, I barely have to do anything other than react. And in fact, this time I even got my sandwich and my Oreos. So,
Tim, I don't mean to correct you right off the jump, but we're not watching the original series. We're watching every Star Trek episode.
Oh, yeah. What?
In order of release.
Right. We are watching. We're currently in season 2 of the original series.
We just happen to not be out of the original series, but we will be watching chronologically by release date every episode of Star Trek.
Right. Which at this
Dave's
rate,
employer appreciates the purchase of that plate.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, I'll turn it over to Mr. Riker, I suppose.
Give it to Doug. He's wearing the cowboy hat. He has the floor.
All right.
All right.
Start us off there, Buckaroo.
Well, it's funny. My Blu-ray, I experienced disc rot for the first time in like 20 years.
On a Blu-ray?
No.
Just on this episode. Yeah.
I thought that was a Laserdisc thing. I've never heard of that on a Blu-ray.
So I had to compromise my principles and resubscribe to Paramount Plus.
Oh,
Boo!
shit. Boo.
To explain my look. I don't know.
I am watching. I do need to point out I am watching the HD remaster. So
yeah, that's important. Especially
sets look more cardboard than your memory dictates.
And this episode has what I seem to remember is a very interesting special effect we'll talk about that I have been unable to watch because of my effing Blu-ray player. We'll talk about it. Act 3, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right.
All right. So my first experience of this was like, remember those picture books, like a movie tie-in photo comic you could buy for like Star Wars. That's how the first chapter played for me.
No.
But all right, they're heading out to a system they've been to before, I think 7 years earlier. Mm-hmm. Every solar system in the surrounding area they discover has been blasted to bits.
Yeah.
They are looking for the USS Constellation, commanded by one Commodore Matt Decker.
Yep.
I believe they find that all the planets are destroyed. They can't find the Constellation, but they get an emergency beacon. And then when heading to that beacon, they discover that the Constellation is trashed, and Commodore Decker, and possibly only Commodore Decker, is still on the ship alive. Cut to credits.
Yeah.
Oh,
cut to
that
credits.
was a bad time to take a bite, huh? All right. Now we enter the deliberation.
Let's enter the deliberation because there's already some things that are difficult here. So the system they're in, I didn't hear the door.
Yep. I was waiting for you.
Boo. Okay, so they're in system L370. And they go to the adjacent system. Tim, can you guess, or have you heard what the name of the adjacent system is?
I'm guessing L371.
Hey, great suggestion. It's actually
L369?
L374.
Wait, what?
So I'm trying to figure out how they're numbered. Now, I guess there are multiple directions you could go spatially, but I don't quite understand the numbering system.
There are more.
Somebody asked ChatGPT. Ask it to draw a map.
Yeah, have him make an alphabet chart. Kirk's uniform looks greener than usual.
Yeah,
There's
he's
a lot
wearing
more ladies on the bridge for some reason.
Yeah, there are some chicks on the bridge, as they said in the day. I'm not sure why that is.
It's a very diverse bridge crew.
Yeah.
Some of whom actually don't walk off the bridge immediately.
Yeah. I mean, it is a disaster episode, so maybe I don't know if we've been reading the New York Times, but maybe that explains later events in this episode. Anyway, look it up. I'll tell you later. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I guess it's an exciting.
Yeah, it's short. There's the act of destruction, again, of at least 7 planets. And I think it's confirmed multiple solar systems also. This kind of wanton destruction. And then we see the constellation all kind of smashed up. All that is metal.
They seem somewhat nonplussed, though, for like an entire solar system has been destroyed. Yeah. Nothing but rubble. And then they pick up a ship, and it's stopped in space, and they're just like, "Oh, that's weird."
We've been doing the rewatch for years. Is this the first time we've seen another Federation ship?
You see one docked in the Klingon, the Trouble with Tribbles episode that we haven't seen yet. I feel like we've seen one other.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure we haven't seen another Federation ship. Maybe we have. I don't know.
They all look identical to the Enterprise.
Well, that's called a ship class, Doug.
Isn't it Constellation class, Matt? Or no, it's Constitution class.
Constitution class.
Yeah.
Which we have today.
I think they were unsure of what to do, so that's why.
I think there's some smarty pants reference to the Constellation that I bet we'll read about at Memory Beta in the end. I seem to remember it coming up either in the original series or some annoying, like they recycle the name in a clever way, I think.
All right, well, let's rate the metalness and goodness.
Well, I know that the Stargazer, Doug, is a Constellation class vessel. Clearly not that, though.
I like how I tried to move it along and you just bogged it down with nerdery.
Yeah, you did a good job, Tim.
Sometimes.
No, I didn't, because we didn't move along. Let's move along. Let me translate for Doug. Yeah. Let's hop along there, partner.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a 5 and a 5. Nothing really happens,
okay.
But
yeah, nothing really happened, but you know, they missed all the fun stuff.
I do. I mean,
yeah, they could have shown us a planet.
There is some perception bias in that a good number of people have likely died, but Kirk seems very concerned about Matt Decker.
Yeah.
Matt Decker specifically being in command of one ship that may have been here.
Yeah, how many people worked on a starship? He's the last one alive.
Hundreds.
Yeah, somewhere.
Also, everyone really likes
500. Yeah.
Everyone likes saying his full name, like Matt Decker. Like they say Matt Decker many, many times. That's Matt Decker's ship. Is Matt Decker still there? Somebody see if you can find Matt Decker.
And then, right, you do that when his son appears, but they don't do that.
Like no one calls him a Decker unit.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of sober and short. It's metal it's a 5 metal, 6 quality.
5.
Nothing off-putting about it, I'd say.
Yeah, that's true.
For those of you who are new here, we do keep track of all these in a master spreadsheet because what's the point of watching something if you can't assign numbers? So, yeah, I'm intrigued. That's good. Is it metal? So yeah, I'm gonna go 5 metal and 7 quality because like I want to know what happened.
Tim's a fan of good old fashioned suspense, Doug.
What I don't like is unnecessary dialogue to pad time. That's what I hate. And there wasn't much of that. They were like they're setting the scene for something.
Oh well, good thing that won't happen in the rest of the episode.
Yeah, hopefully it pays off.
Door.
Did you give numbers?
Yeah, we're done.
All right, fine.
It's your cookie-addled brain.
Hey, I have a sandwich as well.
Oh yeah, that's true. Crustless?
Not yet.
Oh, all right. So they see the constellation. The constellation is adrift in space. So they had gone to red alert because they assumed that the Constellation was attacked. But then when they realized that there's no other vessels in area, there's planets destroyed, many planets destroyed. The Constellation is adrift in space with minimal power. And Kirk's first order is to go to yellow alert.
Right.
I mean, if anything, it seems more suspicious.
Yeah, because they definitely need to render aid. So let's stand down.
So the good old crew, Kirk, McCoy, Scotty, and Rando, red shirts, go over to the Constellation.
I'm sure those red shirts will be fine, right?
These red shirts might actually end up fine. They go to the Constellation. Everything is very damaged. The impulse engines are drained. The warp nacelles are destroyed.
That's got to be a new thing. They showed a space rock hitting the Constellation and breaking apart. That's got to be new.
That's in my notes. That's still decent looking. 20 years on. Those special effects.
Mike and Denise Akuta did a good job. They did their best with a limited budget. They go to the auxiliary control room. Of course, like Scotty says, blah, 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 it'll never be fixed, et cetera, because Scotty's a whining loser. There is no life-sustaining planet nearby. So they go to the auxiliary control room and they find Commodore Decker, who is conspicuously unshaven and looks like a fucking mess. And he's just like blabbering and blubbering. So they immediately inject him with drugs.
Does the Commodore usually go out on just some random ship?
I don't know. I mean, I guess Commodores are supposed to be in charge of a squadron, right? Like,
yeah, but I feel like a Commodore is like supposed to do a desk job.
It could.
I mean,
maybe I don't know.
Be in charge of a fleet.
I don't think they're in charge of a fleet, but they're definitely in charge of a squadron or something. But
right, they're not admirals.
They're not admirals, but okay. So they play. Oh, it's important we haven't had a log entry yet in this Star Trek episode.
Hey, that's a good point.
Yeah. So they
just eject him, and then Kirk starts yelling at him.
It's like, where's your crew? What happened? It's like he's clearly in shock. McCoy literally says he's in shock, and Scotty pulls up the log, and so Decker, a much more sedate and calm Decker, says that they entered the system. They're trying to figure out what happened to system L370.
So they just got to Decker, and the greenness of Kirk's uniform is really standing out against the yellowness of Decker's uniform.
My theory is they had a limited number of command shirts. And so that's why this is going on.
Shouldn't the captain get it, and the maybe the Commodore would get a different color or something?
Unfortunately, whoever played Matt Decker, William Wyndham, doesn't have the same contract that William Shatner has. So basically they are trying to figure out.
William Shatner's going, what is it? He's like really trying to get the hair to move. What is it?
So they discover that the Constellation entered the system. They saw the fourth planet being broken up, so they went to go investigate. And they tried to contact Starfleet, but there was nothing. They had no power. And so, again, this is the first time of many times where we might question Matt Decker's fitness for command and sanity. He does tell Kirk that they say there's no devil, Jim, but there is. Right out of hell. I saw it.
That'd be such a good industrial sample.
I would. I really would. So Kirk is still like, where's your crew, Matt? And he says, there's a great William Shatner exchange. He's like, they're on the third planet. And Kirk is like, there is no third planet. So apparently what happened is Decker they couldn't do anything. But to save his crew, he beamed them down on a planet, even though they had literally seen every planet they've encountered exploded. So that's a question. He's like, I'm going to beam everyone down on the only planet because we can't go anywhere. They'll be safe there. And then he watched as this planet killer thing made of pure anti-protons devoured the ship, and he devoured the planet, and so he heard the whole crew get eaten up and sliced to bits. So he's a little sad.
That's a word for it.
And yeah,
he's literally doing this.
And then this conjecture and what this thing is, it's described as having being miles long with a maw that could swallow a dozen starships. What is a maw? Is that part of a whale?
It's a mouth. It's the yeah. Again,
so, yes, it's part of a whale and other things.
So no one really seems to be acting correctly. Like Decker, I guess Decker we can give some pity to, because he did just listen to his whole crew get disintegrated. Kirk still seems unimpressed.
Well, and then there's all this like, what is it? Is it alive? Is it not? And he's like, maybe both. And then they've sent the Constellation's tapes up to Spock for analysis. Oh, the Constellation, that's the ship in Baltimore, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
In Air Harbor. Yeah. All right.
That's right, Han. They fire those cannons every day at 7 o'clock. You can hear them from the rusty scupper. And Honor Armor and Dominate.
I hope they don't hit the garbage eating machine.
The garbage eating machine. If you take the light rail into the city from North Linthicum, you can see the garbage eating machine.
Oh yeah. Professor Trash Wheel, or there's Mr. Trash Wheel and
that's
Professor
right,
Trash Wheel. She's a woman Trash Wheel and a professor. Yeah, okay. So
that's enough Balmer for now.
Spock, on the basis of 25 seconds of analysis, asserts that this is a robot with the apparent function of smashing planets and then digesting their debris for fuel. Yeah. Therefore, it's self-sustaining as long as there are planets. And they all accept this immediately.
They're like, that makes sense.
Kirk goes on a flight of fancy immediately, where he's like, Doctor, you ever hear of a Doomsday Machine? And then McCoy, I'm a doctor, not a mechanic. Anyway, it's a weapon built primarily as a bluff, never meant to be used. So strong it could destroy both sides in the war. Something like the old H-bomb was supposed to be. That's what I think it is. A doomsday machine that somebody used in a war uncounted years ago. They don't exist anymore, but the machine is still destroying.
Again, we have no data for this.
Yeah, and I think he references the Cold War as the war in here.
Yeah,
it's the prime war in their mind in the 24th century.
Exactly. Well, as it is, and
yeah,
it needs to be. Okay, so then they're like, well, enough of this shit. Let's get off this plane, our ship. And they're like, all right, let's go back to the Enterprise. And Decker's like, I'm not leaving. And Kirk is like, yeah, you are. And they just beam him away.
He's basically the only one to get off. The one guy who doesn't want to leave. Yeah.
Right. So McCoy and Decker beam over. But there is a shocking twist. What is it, Tim?
I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet.
Oh, the planet killer is here. As McCoy and Decker enter the bridge, they see the planet killer behind them. Man, and they do a cool...
Where's my record scratch? Well, I have this.
I think this is the first time, at least that I can think of, they do like the backwards shot. So you like see the planet killer coming from behind them. And they're like, oh my God. So you can see that. And yeah, then they're just, I think that's it.
Yeah. Is it time?
I think so.
All right.
Just two quick notes. At the very beginning, we did see the hair dryers from the Naked Time again. So that was fun. And there is a line where they conject that there must have been an orderly evacuation of the ship because there was no half-drank coffee cups and clutter all over the place, which leads me to think doesn't know how to run a starship in battle conditions. Because one assumes you stole all that stuff.
Because everyone's drinking coffee. It's like all my crew does is drink coffee.
Yeah, especially at the phaser bank.
I've gone blurry again.
I like it when they just eject Decker with drugs and then start shouting at him. That was pretty metal.
Especially because
lack of stability is metal. Yeah.
I mean, as will be repeatedly shouted throughout the rest of the episode, he is all of their superior officer.
I like how he's like at the edge of his sanity. Mm-hmm. That's pretty metal.
Would you say he's at the frayed ends of sanity, Tim?
I would. I didn't hear any bass, did you?
I didn't.
Yeah. There was a lot of dialogue. I'll grant you that. But I don't think it was bad. I think it's setting the stage for hopefully something exciting. You know, and the space worm was kind of underwhelming.
You're calling that a space worm? I think of it more of a cornucopia of death.
Yeah. Yeah.
We definitely
I don't
see
disagree.
Nothing like it ever again.
Yeah. Of course not. Yeah.
Nope.
They even made it look cool for this remaster, but I bet it was more underwhelming in the original.
Actually, not. It's pretty faithful to the original model. I mean, it looked like that. This is a pretty the image of the planet killer is pretty iconic, so they can't really fuck around with it all that much.
And I think this episode was one of the most special effects heavy, and even sat in the can a long time just to finish that.
Oh yeah.
Well,
it's a bottle episode, really. A bottle episode with a lot of special effects.
Yeah, because
doesn't that defeat the purpose of a bottle episode, though?
It does. But I mean, there was a lot of work, and they definitely beat the shit out of that one Enterprise model they had.
Yeah, I'm still invested. I like his fragile state of mind. That whole thing's pretty metal. So I got to go up from where I was.
Okay.
I'm going to come down on the quality just a little, just 6.5.
6.5 quality.
For the metalness, I had to go up to a 6.
Okay. Another thing that we should mention that for continuity purposes, the Constellation drives everyone crazy because they very clearly only had the numbers 1, 7, 0, and 1. So the Constellation's number, again, this is on a 14-inch screen. No one's ever going to read this, but it's NCC 1017, which implies that there are nearly 700 ships between the Constellation.
Well, space is big, I guess.
Yeah. So that kind of annoys people.
Well, I think as we established in an earlier episode, it would be 700 contracts were signed.
Oh, yeah. Because
it's the procurement number. It's not a ship. Yeah.
But I mean,
1710
would be so easy to do, but they chose not to.
Is this whole Doomsday Machine thing a flight of fancy, right?
You mean like
Kirk's definitely is, but even Spock's. So you got this thing of unknown origin, of alien construct that's shown up in a galaxy, and it's chewing up planets. Could there be other reasons for that maybe aren't explored here?
Oh, absolutely. I think there's literally no reason. This is just their guess that they presume is right for the rest of the episode. Like there's literally there's no data drop. You know, sometimes they'll find like an artifact or like the log entry of the Promelian captain. There's no expository reason to believe any of this. This is just what they presume and take as reality.
Right. And in fairness, Decker is the only one to recognize this.
Yeah.
He says, screw your theories.
Yeah.
Well, he has a folksy thought that this is going to the heart of our galaxy, but he doesn't care. They seem to need it, but are also blind.
It's like, yeah, so it's metal. All right, yeah, so I'm going to increase quality to 7 and metalness also to 7.
Yeah, 7 and 7 here.
Boom, bam.
All right. I think my notes are on where the act division are might be a little off here, but yeah. So the thing, Deckard gets on the ship.
Yep.
Right. Deckard immediately takes command.
Well, he is the Commodore.
Right. And the one time they respect his rank is the one time it puts them at risk. The inverse relationship there. He immediately orders Spock to stand down.
Okay, so Spock has left. Well, so Kirk orders Spock to get out of there. And so Spock is moving the Enterprise away. And meanwhile, Kirk and Scotty are trying to get the Constellation working.
Yeah. And so Kirk is stuck there. But he's very type A and wants updates every second. Mm-hmm. So Deckard assumes command. Deckard threatens to throw Spock off the bridge. Yeah. Deckard orders an attack. They start to attack. And Deckard believes that his failure with the Constellation was he started the broadside too early. So he's going to get much closer this time.
Because that's a good ship-to-ship combat tactic. Wait until you're really, really close.
And everyone throughout this battle seems to correctly know that photon torpedoes wouldn't have like the penetrative velocity. Yeah. They just don't mention photon torpedoes at all, ever. It's all phasers.
I mean, also, I'm not sure how this works because I didn't think a phaser like dissipated by range. And when the effective range of your weapons is thousands of kilometers, I don't know what getting super close would do, but apparently it does.
Yeah.
I assumed it was a laser, so it wouldn't disperse that much.
Isn't it a charged particle stream? I don't know what a phaser is.
Right. And there's no crap in space to sap out the... Yeah. So they start doing passes on it, and then it hits back.
Wait, doesn't that also mean that phasers, if you miss, just go on forever until they hit something?
I suppose they would.
Oh, that's pretty fucking metal. Ow!
The fuck?
Man, every episode where someone has shot a phaser into space is like in the air is just like that's a holocaust.
The pre-warp civilization space station just explodes.
Like when
maybe that's what killed the dinosaurs.
Remember, Doug? Like Geordi's gonna assassinate the Klingon ambassador, and someone like lifts his hand up, and it goes like he killed 8 people on the 8 decks above.
Mm-hmm. So they keep attacking this, and then it starts to go badly. Mm-hmm. And then Kirk, they're able to get the Constellation to do something that distracts the thing.
Meanwhile, on the Enterprise, Spock, as always, is quoting regulations as to why he can't relieve the mad Commodore Decker. And so Spock's just like, I don't know, we got to do what he says.
And then eventually, once the Constellation does the maneuver and the Enterprise, I think, is in full retreat with the machine in pursuit, Kirk gets on the horn and tells Deckard wants to be the only person that speaks to him, which doesn't go too well.
Yeah.
And then Kirk immediately starts taking command of his ship from a disabled ship many miles away.
Because Kirk can still order Spock. it's very convoluted. Like Spock is just like a literalist idiot.
Right. So, yeah, by his personal prerogative or something, he's able to order Spock to relieve Decker.
Yeah.
And then Spock threatens to arrest Decker, and then Decker's like, you wouldn't. And then we get, I'm assuming, a line that must appear in many places, that Vulcans don't bluff.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, he orders Spock to arrest Decker on his personal authority as captain of the Enterprise.
Yeah, that sounds, real persuasive.
Again, it seems like a very ineffective military organization.
Well, on that point, when Deckard asserts that he's in command, they all recognize that he's insane, and McCoy is immediately willing to declare him insane until Spock points out that the required medical exam hasn't happened.
Oh, yeah. You can't. You must have medical proof before you can declare someone's insane, even though he's literally ramming the ship towards the thing that killed all his crew and ruined his ship, which is identical to your ship, except the number.
Right. We know that 450 some people have died as a result of this exact behavior.
Yeah. Like literally the same plan.
And then McCoy gets amusingly flustered when he's ordered to leave the bridge, which I think it's basically been established he shouldn't be on anyway, normally. And Deckard, they show his mental state pretty well. He does a good crazy chair spinning, and he's like chewing on the discs.
Yeah, he plays with the discs, and he's like I feel like that's sufficient evidence of his mental state. There's like,
yeah, and dead.
Weirdly, he doesn't even mention his probably infant son, and yet, that's not even in his thoughts.
Where is his infant son? I guess this is before the era of your crew being on the ship. So
yeah, or probably back at a starbase.
Yeah, Starbase 9, wherever that is. Yeah, and so then, so they don't arrest Deckard by having red shirts haul him off the bridge to go to a forced medical exam, but he's not under arrest. Then by the time the elevator gets down to the medical level, it's down to one red shirt, and we get a 24th century martial arts exchange where the purpose, the paradigm of fighting seems to be to put as much extra motion in everything you do as you can. You can't really tell the stunt people this time. I'll give them credit there.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good.
And Deckard gets the better of the red shirt and dumps him, presumably still alive, in somebody's quarters. Mm-hmm. Then Deckard immediately goes to the shuttle bay and steals Shuttle 6. And we get an interior launch special effect that looks pretty good, CG. And I think they did all that with models too. And I really want to look that up.
I think that is right.
Yeah, probably like the only special effect of that kind in the entire series. Kirk notices that an unauthorized launch of Shuttle 6 before the Enterprise does. Just looking at his half-broken screen.
He's like, hey.
And the Deckard eventually acknowledges and is going to sacrifice himself in Shuttle 6 in an attempt to stop the monster by flying straight into it. And we get some imagery very similar to the motion picture. Mm-hmm. And I think that concludes the act, right?
Yeah, I think that's the end of the act.
All right.
Pretty high drama, right?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
The dog fighting or the bombing runs swooping by, that's pretty well done. Good ship-to-ship drama.
I like how the Commodore seems to be not satisfied with killing everyone on the Constellation, but now he's going to make sure everyone on the Enterprise also die.
Right. With the flimsiest points of differentiation between an already failed approach.
Yeah, he is definitely not a stable guy. And there's so much back and forth in this episode. It's really hard for me to keep track of what happened when, because it's like there's like 9 different shifts. Like, as you'll see, Tim, like sometimes he's on the Constellation and then everyone on the Constellation switches back. And then you're like, wait, how did you get over there?
Right, and they're exactly the same sets.
Yeah. And you're just like, wait, where are they? That must be why they didn't use the bridge. That's why they have the auxiliary control room, just so you can maybe figure out the difference between the two. But yeah, it's pretty good.
So what's Metal doing the same thing again? Letting a psychotic guy take command for all the wrong reasons, and then relieving him of command for all the wrong reasons, and all the wrong methods. How about that?
Yeah.
Kirk's Type A-ness and his insistence he can command the Enterprise from a broken starship.
Under his personal authority.
Yeah. And they do get distance right here. It's in miles, but throughout this episode, it's constantly, they're thousands of miles away from each other.
Yeah, which is good, but also not great for the visuals. But I'm like, they're not 1,000 miles away from each other. Yeah, but I guess that's just probably the recreation the computer is for our human cognition rather than actual, actual distance.
But it's just like when Decker orders a 180-degree turn, that there's some missing. It like while the y-axis information is missing, and in fact the spaceship doesn't turn like a ship. That's just the flight envelope to make this all understandable and relatable to everyone in the service. Clearly,
absolutely.
Well, it's continuing to be.
Okay, so where are you going to give it, Tim?
What did I give it? The last one, because I feel like it's been pretty consistent.
You gave it a 6 metal and a 6.5 quality.
Oh, well, I'm going to have to go up to 6.5 metal and probably 7 quality.
7 quality. I agree with 7 quality. I mean, there's a lot of metalness going on, so I'm going to have to give it an 8 metal. Just because like people are yelling at each other, people are quoting regulations, people refuse to just believe the testimony of their own eyes and pedantically require medical reports before they can say an erratic person's acting erratically. So that's all pretty metal in my book.
Okay, and in the B canon, the shuttle number 6, which I could not find a name on. In the B canon, it's the Einstein.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a honestly it's an 8 and an 8.
Okay. I would kill for an 8 and 8, right? Oh wait, that's
probably the best space battle type stuff we've seen in the series. And I would say the decision making is consistently metal.
Anything else?
Nope.
Okay, so actually we did cover some of Act 3 here in the description, but basically, so they're trying to figure out a strategy against the planet killer. And so they noticed that, again, this seems implausible for something that's going, at some point they realize it, or they postulate, or they just make up that it came from outside of the galaxy. And again, I have no information on how they arrived at. But Spock is noticing, the behavior of the planet killer. So when it's directly confronted, it attacks them. But after they get a sufficient distance away, it ignores them and goes back to its I guess, pre-programmed route, or maybe just wherever the nearest, next consumable planet is. So they begin to think about ways to attack it. And so Spock realizes it must have some kind of defensive perimeter, and that any energy source within that perimeter is attacked, but otherwise they're ignored, making them the only adversary in the history of Star Trek that ignores threats outside a certain perimeter or until it engages in certain behavior. And we'll never see that again. So they think maybe in this is some way to, deal with it. So Kirk and Spock are kind of going back and forth. Kirk is still on the Constellation. And so then after Decker kidnaps the or I guess hijacks the shuttle. They're all just kind of like saying they've like been hatching a plan, but fucking Decker fucks it all up by stealing the shuttlecraft. So now he's like driving the shuttlecraft towards the machine. It's also made of pure neutronium, which I guess we believe is a material made entirely of neutrons. Which makes it very hard, possibly. So again, Decker's in a little tiny shuttlecraft, and he says, "You said it yourself, Spock. There's no way to blast through the hull of that machine. So I'm going to take this thing, tiny shuttlecraft, only big enough for 7 people, down its throat. So that's going to kill the planet killer, is one shuttlecraft." And so everyone is yelling at Decker. Kirk says, "Matt, you'll be killed." And he says, "I've been prepared for death ever since I killed my crew." And then Kirk, who has spent nothing but the previous episode, like previous acts, yelling at him, said, "No one expects you to die for an error of your judgment." When literally the first thing Kirk said to him is, "Where's your crew? Why are you still alive?"
Wait, what was Kirk's nominal punishment for in the one with the crazy guy in the engineering bay?
Oh yeah, I forget. What was it? Yeah.
Maybe it is established in the menagerie that going to that one planet is the only capital crime left.
Yeah.
So I guess it was a death.
Yeah. So maybe he has to be like the senior physics officer, whatever lame Picard's job was.
Or, whatever his son has to do. Well, and I like Kirk's line where he's like, "You can't throw your life away. You're a starship commander. That makes you a valuable commodity. We need you, your experience, your judgment."
And they say the word Matt like 90 times. Yeah. "Matt, you can't do this, Matt. Matt, think for yourself, Matt."
That's why you like this episode, Matt.
I mean, it would be a good opportunity to mention his son, but no, he never says like, "Tell my son, Will Decker, who's is definitely a character that exists in canon, that I love him." No. And then it enters the planet killer, and nothing happens because he dies of radiation before he can do anything. So it's just, so after all that, they're like, "Well, he's dead."
And then they determine that there is a negligible drop in power.
There is a negligible drop in power. So maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. So this gives Kirk a whole new plan.
And this is Spock's counterpoint, because Kirk says it's regrettable that he died for nothing. But Sulu and Spock say, "Wait, there was a negligible drop in power. Maybe that's something."
And there's a line later on where, because Kirk does what he does, Decker died for something.
Yeah.
So Kirk's actions are less about making the best decision and more about the story of Matt Decker's life and what he has to write in his after-action report.
And that's the end of this act. All right, pretty fun. People kamikazing for nothing.
Yeah, he stole something. He drove it into someone's mouth.
Kirk lionizing someone's experience and judgment when all we've seen is the negative effects of experience and poor judgment.
Yeah.
Still good. More metal. I'm going to go 8 metal and 7 quality.
8 metal, 7 quality. I think you're right. I mean, there's a lot of work that the remaster is doing here. But still, I remember this is a pretty dynamic episode. I think 8 metal, 7 quality is the correct score.
I'm going to stick with 8 and 8.
All right.
I think this continues the high quality, the last act. It's just short.
My mama told me never argue with a man in a cowboy hat.
All right.
A Lady Gaga song. All right, here we are. Final act. Are you ready, Tim?
I hope so.
Okay.
This better be worth it.
Is it worth it? I guess we'll find out. Okay. So yeah. So they found the negligible power reading, and they're also ready to beam the damage control party back aboard the ship.
And then Kirk gets his latest flight of fancy that he can just do. Spock, listen, maybe Matt Decker didn't die for nothing. He had the right idea, but not enough power to do it. Am I correct in assuming that a fusion explosion of 97 megatons will result in a Starship impulse engine explosion if impulse engine is overloaded? And then we get a stupid correction.
Yeah.
And then Spock says there's no known way to blast through the neutronium hull. Spock kind of dumbly assuming that Kirk's plan is to ram the carapace, whatever that word is.
Carapace, yeah.
Rather than do exactly what Decker did, like Kirk's statement.
Especially because this whole plan is presaged by maybe Matt Decker didn't die in vain, but Spock's like, oh no, I don't think that'll work.
Yeah. Crushing in the back of it, sir. Yeah, but even though this is obviously like bullshit, like maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, but it's your seat of your pants. Kirk really wants some kind of specific calculation, which Spock attempts to deliver, wasting time by doing sensor readings that they already know they can't get anything from. And then I don't know. But anyway, Kirk cues up a run. Again, accurate distances. I think it's 1,000 miles and 500 miles. It starts its run, even though this isn't how space works. I guess it's just the artificial flight envelope, but the ship's very wobbly, so he's got to keep it stable. And then we get the transporter drama. Scotty is beamed off.
Not before he rigged a 30-second timing delay.
Yes. Which it took him about 30 seconds to rig.
Right.
That he did jury rig. So he successfully jury rigged one person flying a ship crewed by 450 people. It actually exceeds its performance in Star Trek 3, I think. It took 7 people then. Yeah. And then he jury rigged something in less than a minute to blow up the engine nacelles and create a massive explosion. There's, I guess, no safeguards. Everyone's highly trained, whatever.
But also, Scotty found like a little dummy switch. There's a switch lying around here. So in that 30 seconds, he's also discovered like a little control box that he can flip up.
That's just in the closet.
It's like, now it's armed. Press this one. 30 seconds later, poof.
And 30 seconds doesn't seem like the right timing.
No.
It can't be too long, but not 30 seconds.
30 seconds seems unnecessarily short.
Right.
It could literally be 4 minutes.
You would want about the second you impact the thing's maw.
Yeah.
Probably even a second or two delay.
It should really be like a distance proximity type fuse rather than anyway.
So Scotty is beamed back. It's just Kirk, and then the transporter keeps shorting out.
And we see the same stock shot of like the smoke coming from the transporter that we see every time the transporter breaks.
And is that good old Ensign Kyle at the controls?
It is, yeah. Mr. Kyle's trying in his overalls. Spock suggests that they try inverse phasing, whatever that means.
Yeah, Scotty just crawls up the Jeffries tube and starts doing things, and then Spock kind of like unhelpfully initially is like, Mr. Scott. Then he puts out that suggestion, which I guess works.
I guess so. And Sulu, Tim, is doing a TikTok countdown. So while this is going on, Sulu's like 13.
Yeah, no, he's at 5, 4,
3, and
right, into the eye of Sauron here.
And what happens, Tim?
Instead of red, it's blue now.
Oh.
The space cornucopia has says it started vomiting, and Kirk got beamed out just in time.
Mm-hmm. This is
How
also
fortunate.
This is also fun. It's like a mystery science theater game, but like when they give you counts, you start counting. So they're like 10, and then you're like 9, 8, 7, 9, 8, 7, 6, 8. It's 8. So that's really like 70 seconds, but drama.
Isn't that a joke in Galaxy Quest?
I think it is. Yeah, it is. So apparently blowing up a single Constitution class ship in the Planet Killer, which no one in the other side of the intergalactic war thought of at any point, was enough to kill it.
And they are 100% confident it's dead.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it has zero power, Doug.
Yeah, no energy output, normal radiation level somehow. Doesn't
Yeah.
what does that even mean?
It's in space. It's made of neutronium.
I like when Spock says it's quite dead.
Doesn't
And
sound
then
very logical.
Kirk and Spock talk about cooking the logs.
Ah,
Like, say he was a good guy. He gave his life to save others.
Yeah, and gave us an idea.
It's like, what happened to the 400 people on the Constellation? They're like, oh.
I can tell you this. The Commodore was a good guy.
He definitely didn't beam them all down to be eaten by a thing that was a known planet killer and saying, I know, I'll hide you on this planet.
Right, that it destroyed planets 4 through 7.
Yeah, that we had just been investigating the missing planets. How could he have known?
Yeah, then Kirk shoehorns in more of his Cold War theories.
Yeah.
Then the episode ends. Oh, well, I disagree. Indeed, Mr. Spock, ironic, isn't it? Way back in the 20th century, the H-bomb was the ultimate weapon, their Doomsday Machine. And we used something like it to destroy another Doomsday Machine.
Yeah.
Probably the first time such a weapon has ever been used for constructive purposes.
Which,
Well, I disagree already.
yeah. And also, clearly because of the spotty records after the Third World War, they weren't aware of the 1974 Smiling Buddha detonation in India, in the Rajasthan desert, where they made like a canal or something with a nuclear weapon.
Yeah. And wasn't that Soviet one that was like 10 times more powerful than it ever intended?
Oh, the Tsar Bomba?
Yeah.
But they have records from that era are spotty at best.
Yeah, but those records only go back to when the Hall of Records was mysteriously melted.
There's never been a fire.
Oh, yeah. I guess those are just merely atomic blasts, but the Bikini Atoll, we sunk all those ships very effectively.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of work.
Don't forget the people we displaced.
Well, I mean, they didn't want to be there.
All the videos of everyone smiling. I mean, films. Yeah. It's very convincing.
Again, Spock concludes by sensibly wondering if there's others of them. And then Kirk's
Their
like,
whole point to seek out new life, and then they just killed it for no reason.
and Kirk basically says, I hope not, that one sucked.
Right. Yeah. This thing that they've, I guess it's not slander, they just labeled this thing a planet killer.
Yeah. That's an accurate description.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's more like a planet eater, it seems like.
I guess a non-pejorative, it's a planet disassembler.
Right, yeah. All right.
It could
Let's finish this up.
It could be making vaccines for babies in there. We don't know. You can't read inside.
Right, because of the diamondium or whatever.
Yeah. There could be trillions of people inside, more than 1,000 galaxies.
Uh-huh.
Is that so bad?
This continued to be good. I felt the countdowns were a little contrived.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. They killed a thing for no reason. This is pretty metal. I'm gonna continue with the scores I gave it last act for the final act. Oh, you know what? No, no. It's 8 and 8.
All right.
I think the trajectory just increased the whole episode. At no point was I like, get on with it.
I mean, I will give it an A quality. I'm going to give it a 9 metal just for their glibness. And also because Spock in a critical situation refused to be anything except the most literal, pedant in terms of regulations. But then when Kirk's like, yeah, we're going to paper over the whole him being crazy thing in the log, Spock's like, okay.
Well, I think he suggested it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's worth an extra metal point in my book.
By that logic, 8 and 9. And we'll hear the rankings, but I think this is probably the best, the quality relative to camp. That this is the least campy good episode, I think.
You know what? That is a well observed thing. Yeah, there's very little laughs in here.
I think I saw it was written by Gene Kuhn, who I remember wrote an episode I didn't like. So good that he got his shit together.
Huh. Okay, interesting. Well, I have our results. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so this has just made the top 10. So this is the 10th most metal so far. This is perhaps one of the most consistent. So the range here, so absolute score 71.3, metal score 71.7, quality score 71.0. So I think this actually has the smallest distribution of quality and metalness than any of these other episodes. So that's impressive. It's both a great episode and a metal episode. So you should be watching the Doomsday Machine. Certainly before Shore Leave, Alternative Factor, Tomorrow's Yesterday, Corporate Night Maneuver, and the rest.
It was written by Norman Spinrad.
I mean, that's a pretty awesome name.
It is.
Give this rad a spin.
Nominated for a Hugo.
Oh. I mean, everything was nominated for it. There's like only 9 science fiction things.
Gene Kuhn was the producer.
Yeah. Well, that was a pretty great episode. Will the next episode, Cat Spa, be equally as good?
With a name like that, I'm going to say no.
The answer is absolutely no, but there'll be witches.
All right. Well, until next time, Metal Nation, don't go too far along that dusty trail, partner.
Yeah. I'll catch y'all at the trow wagon. See ya.
Remember, if you see a space worm eating planets,
say something.
Yeah. If you see something, say
something. Say something. Yeah.
That's right.
Cast them down.
Bye.
That was a good sandwich.
Matt, you can't do that, Matt.
I don't have a Matt. I have
You're throwing away your whole career, Matt.
Yeah. You've got a bunch of samples now, Tim.